Welcome to Hooligans, folks.
All right.
Yay!
Welcome to the standing room only, where everybody's sitting down. I really ought to rethink the decorations in here.
Yeah. Get rid of
Get
the
rid of all
tables.
them chairs. Make
Yeah.
y'all stand up. All right, guys. I'm gonna start us off with a Boudreaux joke.
All
This
right,
one here's
Boozer.
got Boudreaux and a Thibodeau.
All right.
Excuse me. So Boudreaux and Thibodeau was driving down the levee the other day. Now they just happened to be engaging in their very favorite pastime, drinking beer. As they rounded the turn, they saw a state trooper dead ahead. Now, Thibodeau said, Boudreaux, if them troopers see us with this beer, we're going to jail. Now, Boudreaux said, don't worry, Till. We'll just pull over right here, finish our beers, peel the labels off the bottle, stick them on our foreheads, throw them empty bottles in the ditch. They ain't gonna know nothing about it. Now, Thibodeau was kind of thinking about that real hard. He said, man, what the hell that's gonna do? Boudreaux said, well, you just be quiet and let me do all the talking. So they did all that stuff. Drank them beers, stuck them labels, stuck them on their foreheads, threw the beers in the ditch, the bottles. Now they driving down the road, pulled up to the trooper. Trooper says, motions his hand, says, stop the car right here, fellas. You boys been drinking? Now Boudreaux pointing to his forehead. No, sir. We used to drink, but now we on the patch. It's one of them things I need to try one day.
That's hilarious. That was good. Well, am I the only one laughing at this joke? What the hell?
No, I think everybody just got their mic off because that was too funny. Everybody had
It
to laugh.
was. It was great. You should have laughed. What the hell's with you guys? I don't know.
I'm laughing, woman.
Okay, well, laugh louder.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, here's another one.
Uh
And it's still about Boudreaux and Thibodeau.
oh.
And again, they was drinking.
Oh.
Now, Boudreaux and Thibodeau were again deep into their favorite pastime when they suddenly both got the urge to use the bathroom. And they both got up. They both went to the men's room. And now, as Thibodeau walked up to the urinal, he took out his hand from his pocket. And when he did that, a quarter come flying out of his pocket, landed in the urinal. Of course, this wasn't no clean urinal because this is a ballroom, y'all.
Mm.
Now he looks down at that. Boudreaux looked down at that. And Thibodeau reaches back into his pocket, pulls out a dollar bill, and he threw that into the urinal. Boudreaux said, man, Tib, why you don't throw that good dollar into that old pissy water? Thibodeau said, man, Boudreaux, you don't think I'm going to stick my hand down there for just no quarter? I can make it worth it. I can relate to that. A quarter? I don't think I'd do it. A dollar and a quarter? Now we're talking almost a beer.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Boston tells me he has a joke for us.
Yay,
So
Boston!
come on up here.
Come on,
And,
Boston,
get
we.
yourself up on
Go,
stage.
Boston.
Make us laugh,
Go,
bro.
buddy, go, go, go!
Big hand for Boston.
Yay, Boston! Yay!
Last Saturday, I was at the family picnic reunion. Then we came back last Sunday. Then this Sunday, I'm going to the NASCAR race.
Cool.
Nice.
All right. Good.
Alright, cool. What's your jokey?
Hey, give me a joke.
It
Gotta think
was
about
my
it.
mom's birthday yesterday, 69 years old. And happy
69.
birthday to my mom.
Awesome number.
Cool.
Awesome age.
I know,
Happy
man.
birthday. Happy birthday, Mama.
Happy birthday,
Mama
Mom.
Boston.
Right.
Yay.
Right.
I
Okay.
hope my driver wins on Sunday when I'm at the race.
I hope so.
Is he racing?
Okay.
Okay. Where's the joke?
All right, big hand for Boston.
Yay,
Up, up,
Boston!
back
Yay!
down,
Hey, Boston.
Up there. Yeah, I hope he wins on Sunday, you know why not?
All right, well, I got one more
Game, wow, okay?
while we
Yeah,
all
Boston.
think about Boston's joke.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Boudreaux, he done lied down on his deathbed, about to draw his last breath of air.
Oh.
He's surrounded by his wife, 4 boys. 3 of them boys, tall, good looking, athletic, intelligent, just like Boudreaux, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The 4th, now he's short, ugly, homely, dumb as dirt. Now Boudreaux, mustering up all his energy he has left, look over at Marie and say, Chef, before I go, there is one thing I really want to know. That 4th boy, is he really mine? You know, if he ain't mine, I understands. But he's so ugly, he's so dumb, I just don't think he's mine. Now Marie interrupts softly, puts his hand down on his lips and shushes him. Say, Boudreaux, don't you worry about that. I promise you, that boy is your son. Now Boudreaux, big smile across his face, takes his last breath, passes away.
Aww.
Flatline.
Um,
To the other boys, she says, sons, I am sure glad he didn't ask me about y'all. At least you didn't have to lie to me.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Boy, that's
All right,
terrible.
open mic, up for grabs. All you got to do is jump up here and run up here.
I'll come up and get mine done first.
Okay.
Yeah, done, buddy.
All right,
I didn't
everybody,
see
big
me.
hand, big welcome for why.
Hey!
Yeah. Alright, so this guy's dining alone in a fancy restaurant. There's this gorgeous redhead sitting at the next table. He's been sneakily checking her out ever since he arrived, but he doesn't have the courage to start talking to her. Well, suddenly she sneezes, and she's a glass eye comes flying out of the socket toward the man. His reflexes kick in, and he reaches out and plucks her eye out of the air and hands it back to her. God, the redhead's mortified. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, she says, and she pops the eye back in place. Let me buy your dinner to make this up to you. So he joins her at her table, and they enjoy this wonderful, wonderful meal together. And afterwards, they go to the theater, and they have drinks at a bar, and they talk, they laugh. She shares all her deepest dreams. He shares all his. She listens. After paying for everything, she asks him if he'd like to come to her place for a nightcap, even. He says, well, yeah. So they go back to her place, and he ends up staying the night. Well, the next morning, she gets up and cooks a gourmet meal with all the trimmings. This guy's amazed. He says, wow, everything's so perfect. You're incredible. I can't believe my luck. You know, you're the perfect woman. Are you this nice to every guy you meet? And she says, well, no, you just happened to catch my eye. Yeah, there's 3 dogs in the pound. First dog turns to the second dog and says, what are you in for? Dog says, well, my master said if I keep chewing up his newspapers, he's going to put me to sleep. So I kept chewing them, and today I'm getting put to sleep. The other dogs start to comfort him. Second dog turns to the third dog and says, what are you in for? Dog says, well, my master said if I keep drinking out of the toilet, I'm going to get put to sleep, and here I'm about to get put to sleep. So they all start to comfort him too. And then the second and third dog, they turn to the first dog and they ask him, "What are you in for?" And the third dog says, "Well, when my mistress got out of the shower, her towel fell off her. When she bent over, I couldn't help myself. I started to screw her up the arse." The dogs go, "Oh, we understand why you're getting put to sleep." First dog turns around and says, "Oh, no, I'm not here to get put to sleep. I'm here to get my nails trimmed."
Oh my God.
This duck walks in a convenience store and asks the clerk, "Do you have any grapes?" The clerk says no, and the duck leaves. Next day, the duck comes back and says, "Do you have any grapes?" And the clerk says no, and the duck leaves. Day after that, the duck walks in again. "Do you have any grapes?" The clerk screams at the duck, "You come in here twice before asking if we had any grapes. I tell you every time. I swear you come back in here again and ask for these fucking grapes, I'm gonna nail your web feet to the floor." The duck leaves. He comes back the next day. "Do you have any nails?" The clerk says no. The duck says, "Good. You got any grapes?"
My ass duck.
This man takes his Rottweiler to the vet and he says, "My dog's cross-eyed. Is there anything you can do for it?" "Well," says the vet, "let's have a look at him." So he picks the dog up by the ears, has a good look at his eyes. "I am sorry, I'm going to have to put him down," says the vet. "What, just because he's cross-eyed?" said the man. "Hell no, because he's so fucking heavy," said the vet. Vampire bat comes flapping in from the night covered in fresh blood and parks himself on the roof of the cave to get some sleep. Pretty soon, all the other bats smell the blood and begin hassling him about, where'd you get the blood? Where'd you get the blood? So he tells them to go away, let him get some sleep, but they persistently, he says, "All right, follow me." So he flies out of the cave with hundreds of bats behind him, down through a valley. They go across a river, into a forest full of trees. Finally, he slows down, and all the other bats excitedly mill around him. "Now," he says, "do you see the tree over there?" "Yes, yes," the bats scream in a frenzy. "Good," says the first bat, "because I didn't see it." A male whale and a female whale are swimming off the coast of Japan when they notice a whaling ship, and the male whale recognizes it as the same ship that had harpooned his daddy many years earlier. He says to the female whale, "Let's both swim under the ship and blow out our holes. At the same time, it should cause the ship to turn over and sink." So they try it, and sure enough, the ship turns over and quickly sinks. Soon, however, the whales realize the sailors have jumped overboard and are swimming to the safety on the shore. The male's enraged. They're going to get away, and he says, "Let's swim after them and gobble them up before they reach the shore." But the female, she's really reluctant to follow him. "Look," she says, "I went along with a blowjob, but I absolutely refuse to swallow the semen." Deep within a forest, a little turtle starts to climb a tree. After hours of effort, he reaches the top, jumps into the air, waving his front legs, and crashes down to the ground. After he recovers, he slowly climbs the tree again, jumps, and falls to the ground. He tries again and again while a couple of birds sitting on a branch watch him. His sad efforts. Oh, it's horrible. Finally, the female bird turns to her mate and says, "Dear, I think it's time to tell him that we adopted him." All right, now I'm going to do a few redneck jokes before I
Good,
go.
right, redneck.
Yeah, a few redneck jokes. All right, so you know you're a redneck when your wife, you're taking her on a cruise, but it means you're circling the supermarket. You know you're a redneck when the Halloween pumpkin on your porch has more teeth than your wife does.
Oh.
You know you're a redneck when the value of your truck depends on how much gas is in it.
Oh.
Especially today. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know you're a redneck when you bring your dog to work with you. Oh my buddy. You know you're a redneck when you have 5 cars that are immobile and a house that isn't. Let's get that trailer moving, boys and girls.
That's a good one.
You know you're a redneck when you
Tires
got...
off the trailers.
Yeah. Take them off and put that thing... You know you're a redneck when you have flowers planted in a bathroom appliance in your front yard. My toilet, yeah. You know you're a redneck when you mow your lawn and you find a car. Oh, wow. I didn't know I had that one. You know you're a redneck when you need one more hole punched in your car to get a freebie at the House of Tattoos.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with tattoos.
You know you're a redneck when you stand under the mistletoe at Christmas and wait for Granny and your sister to walk by.
Or your cousin.
You know you're a redneck when your child's first words are, "Attention Kmart sharpers."
Oh, God. Too funny.
Damn.
You know you're a redneck when your family tree doesn't fork.
Doesn't fork. Oh.
That's straight up. You know you're a redneck when your front porch collapses and more than 6 dogs are killed.
Oh, man. Poor dog.
You know you're a redneck when your mom's lost at least one tooth opening a beer bottle.
Oh, man. These are good.
You know you're a redneck when your parrot learned the phrase, "Open up, police." You know you're a redneck when your penknife has ever been referred to as Exhibit A.
Oh.
You know you're a redneck when your wife can climb a tree faster than your cat.
Hey, man.
You know you're a redneck when your wife's got a beer belly and you find it attractive.
Uh-oh.
Or when your wife weighs more than your refrigerator. You know you're a redneck when you've been on TV more than 3 times describing the sound of a tornado. Oh, it was so wild, man, yeah. Oh, you know you're a redneck when you've been to a funeral and there were more pickups than cars. Oh, you know you're a redneck if you ever financed your tattoo. You know you're a redneck when a sign saying "Say no to crack" reminds you to pull up your jeans. You know you're a redneck when bikers back down to your own mom. You know you're a redneck when foreplay consists of slipping off her saddle. And that's enough of you know you're a redneck. I'll save the rest of the you know you're a rednecks. All right, boys and girls, that's me for the night.
Yay.
Yay. Good one, baby. Good one.
Tell you, after all that, I'm second guessing my coon-assicity. I think I might be a redneck.
I think
There you
you're
go,
a
why not?
redneck.
Yay, why not?
Yay, thank you.
Yeah, big hand for why not.
Yeah.
Alright, the other day, y'all, little Boudreaux, he was driving down the road in New Orleans. Now, he was breaking a sweat real bad because he had an important meeting and couldn't find a parking place. It's really hard to find a place downtown New Orleans. Now, looking up towards heaven, he said, "Lord, please take pity on me. If you could find it in your heart, find me a parking place. I swear, I go to church every Sunday. No more fishing. I'll stop betting, and And I'll even stop drinking. Maybe even stop chasing women. I guarantee you. Now,
Oh.
miraculously, right about that time, a parking place appeared right there by the
Oh.
front of his bumper. Boudreaux looked up again and said, "Never mind, God. I found one." God was just a little bit too slow on that one.
No, you did great.
Oh, boy.
You did great.
Yeah, it was great.
I got a whole list of stuff here. Alright, Boudreaux done died and went to heaven.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. He did that on the last joke.
In the last joke he died, and now he's standing at the pearly gates.
Oh.
At St. Peter, leafing through his big old book, looking for information about Boudreaux. St. Peter said, "You know, Boudreaux, I really don't say anything too special about you. But I tell you what, if you could tell me about one good thing you've done in your whole entire life, I'll let you through these here pearly gates." Now Boudreaux thinks for a minute, and he tells St. Peter, "Well, there was this one time I was driving down the levee in my pickup truck, and I spotted this Hell's Angels motorcycle gang giving this young girl a really hard time. There must have been 50, maybe 40 of them boys. And sure enough, they was assaulting her and having their way with her. Now I stopped my pick 'em up truck. I jumped out, got my tire on out the back seat, walked up to the biggest hell angel in that gang, and proceeded to beat that boy crazy with my tire on. And I turned around and told the rest of them boys, if they didn't leave that little girl alone, I was going to whoop up on all of them." Well, they made this big old circle around me, and now right about that time, St. Peter stopped him and said, "Boudreaux, Boudreaux, I'm really impressed with that story telling us, but I don't see any of that stuff here in my book. How long ago this happened?" Boudreaux stops, looks at his watch. "Well, St. Peter, must have been about 10 minutes ago now." Well, he's dead.
Oh, good Lord. That's too funny.
Oh, boy.
Now, this is Marie's turn. She went to the doctor. Now, she ain't been feeling too good lately, so Boudreaux brought her in for a checkup. After the doctor examined her, he told Boudreaux, said, "Mr. Boudreaux, I really can't say that I like the way your wife looks." Boudreaux said, "Man, Doc, me neither. But she a damn good cook, and she know how to clean the house, yeah."
Oh.
That was a... All right, before I bomb too hard putting down the ladies, open mic. Who wants to come up here and joke around with us?
I'll come up.
Okay.
Yay!
All right, Wild K. Let's everybody big big warm
Yay!
welcome for Wild K.
Yeah,
Thank you.
wow.
Hey.
Thank you. Let's see if I can do this right. Oh, hey, that works okay. Cool, man. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so let me see what I can find. Come on, thing, open. All right, let's do some arts and crafts fights. No more, I don't got any more blonde jokes, so.
Oh, you got wore those out, man. You
I
got
know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, and blondes ain't really good enough to come up with any jokes anyway. Anyway, we'll just do these little fun little 1, 2, 3 liner things. So at the hospital over the weekend, I heard a load of patients reciting Scottish poetry. Apparently, it was a serious Barnes unit. I've been reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. I recently got crushed by a pile of books, but I suppose I've only got my shelf to blame.
My shelf.
Shelf, yes.
Funny.
Bilbo Baggins of the Shire died in bed last night after an overdose of Viagra. Guess they have that there too. I guess old hobbits die hard. Okay, so I'm studying anthropology. I went to my local library and said, "Do you keep books on pygmies?" And the girl says, "No, only on shelves." I've just read a book on the psychology of camping. It was intense. Intense. I ought to get that one nicely. I'm reading a book about the internal workings of an F-15 fighter bomber. It went right over my head. I've decided to finally retire from my career as a graffiti artist. In fact, the writing's been on the wall for a while. I do portraits of boxers. I can really knock them out quickly.
Figuratively.
Yes. Only that way. Someone left some plasticine at my house yesterday. I don't know what to make of it. I'm currently reading a book called My Life by Bill Clinton. It freaked me the fuck out. I didn't think he knew anything about me. I'm reading a book called The History of Glue. I couldn't put it down. Stuck on you. My granddad always said that you could never judge a book by its cover. And it was for that reason he lost his job as chair of the British Book Cover Awards panel. I'm reading a horror story in Braille. Something bad is about to happen. I can feel it.
Helen. Oh, Helen.
Okay, so let's move on to children's now. Little wiener kids. Our local school has become an academy. It's sponsored by IKEA. Standards may be fine, but assembly takes ages. Isn't it funny? You spend the first 2 years teaching children to walk and talk. Then you spend the next 16 years telling them to sit down and shut up.
Sit down and shut up.
As a kid, I was made to walk the plank. We couldn't afford a dog. I had to walk the plank. Got a nice little leash for the plank and everything. But, he had a rough time of it. British scientists have demonstrated that cigarettes can harm your children. Fair enough. Use an ashtray. Gotta be kind of sick to get that one.
Oh, boy.
I got that one. Come here.
I got that one. I did.
Some of these aren't really PC, which is good. I was messing about in this lesson, and the teacher told me to go outside. I was petrified. It was a flying lesson. Be nice to your... I was screwing up. Never mind. Be nice to your kids. They'll choose your nursing home.
That is true.
So, when I was a child, we had a sand pit. It was a quicksand pit. I was an only child. Eventually. Wait, let me finish. When I turned 2, this takes some calculation. When I turned 2, I was really anxious because I'd double my age in a year. I thought if this keeps up, by the time I'm 6, I'll be 90.
Mathematical medical genius there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, right? When your children are teenagers, you should have a dog, so that at least someone in the house is happy to see you.
Yes, right, Pepper? Mm-hmm.
I had a happy childhood. My dad would put me inside a tire and roll me down the hill. They were good years.
Good years.
Let's see. I'm looking for something. We named our little girl after her mother. Passive aggressive psycho turns 5 next week. Yeah, I had a tough time at school. The other kids used to push me around and call me lazy. I loved that wheelchair. Okay, so let's see. It was 20 till, so maybe I'll give up the mic so somebody else can come play and have fun. So,
that
so
was
let me up here.
great.
Appreciate you let me stand up here and chat.
All right, big
All right.
Hey,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
good one.
That was good.
He's always got the funny ones.
Well,
Yeah.
get something anyway. Okay, who's next? There's Nick.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna throw one at y'all.
Good.
Then we'll do my open mic again. Whoever else wants to come. But I got this one I've been dying to tell.
Oh, man.
And this is Boudreaux again, of course. Now Boudreaux, last week he went down to the movies. Now this is the first time he been there in a couple of weeks. The usher noticed that Boudreaux was sprawled across the seats, taking up space. So he told him that he was only allowed to have one seat, not two. Boudreaux groaned, looked up at the usher, but he didn't budge. Now the usher says, "Sir, if you do not move, I'm going to have to go get the manager." Boudreaux again looked up at the usher and groaned. Don't bug me. Now, so the usher goes back to the theater, to the back of the theater. Now, this time he returned with the manager. And together, they tried to get Boudreaux to sit up in one seat and not two. Again, Boudreaux just groaned, but he still didn't budge. The manager says, "Sir, if you do not move, I'm going to get the police." Boudreaux groaned again, looked at the usher, but he didn't move. Just lay there. Now, a few minutes later, here come the police. Now, the policeman said, "Boudreaux, you got to move." Boudreaux groans again, still don't move. Now, the officer said, "Where you from, partner? Because around here, this ain't the way we act." Boudreaux looked up at the policeman, and he looks up at the sky, and he points up, and he says, "I'm from the balcony." Poor Boudreaux.
Oh, poor Boudreaux.
All right, open call for open mic.
Somebody get up there. Lisa, you got some?
I think I do.
Gleesa.
I think
Thank you.
Fiddler. Whoops, I'm just pushing you right off stage. I apologize.
That's all right. I can go. Go down here.
Fiddler
Well,
just came
appreciate it.
online.
Oh my God, I'm going to take a page out of Boston's book. You might not look yet, but I quit coffee. Actually, the household quit coffee for about 2 weeks. So we've been pretty bitter. I don't like the coffee. We've been bitter. We've been snappy. We've been stressed. So it's kind of fun. 2 weeks without coffee. I feel better though. And I got called for jury duty. Supposed to be July 11th through August 1st. I had to go Monday. I got out of it. I'm happy. Well, and the courts are all backed up because of COVID. We had a guy that was for a DUI case from 2015.
Wow.
Wow.
Talk about Talk about speedy trials. Jeez.
Well, COVID kind of backed everything
No
up.
bullshit.
so-
Talk about speedy trials.
That
Well,
was
yeah,
after that.
I'm sure. I mean, there was another one. It was a sexual child abuse. The kid was 15. He's now 19. So,
Ah.
Is there a statute of limitations on that? Jeez.
yeah, 16 in New Hampshire. Oh, statute of limitations, like 7 years. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to dive into money now.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what you If you think nobody cares whether you're alive, try missing a couple of payments.
Yeah. And they'll come after your ass.
They will come get you. They will come get you. Repossessed.
And a bank is a place that will lend you money if you can prove that you don't need it.
Oh, right, yes.
Yep.
And what would you name it if you took an exam about bad puns on how to scam money from people? It would be called a pun ching con test.
Ching. Yeah.
Oh, punching contest.
Ching.
I'm
ching.
fine.
Ching.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah. And did you hear about the ATM that got addicted to money? Heard it was suffering from withdrawals. And Uber lost over $1 billion in the last 6 months. So they're asking all their drivers to check between the seat cushions.
I'm gonna go clean my couch out tonight, boys.
Yeah, right?
I met this little girl the other day and she was with her mother and she looks at me and she goes, "How old are you?" And I said, "Older than most mortgages."
Oh, that's true. They're only 30 years.
Most of them, yeah. I need a new bank account. The one I have ran out of money.
Oh, yeah, right.
And money isn't everything, but it definitely keeps you in touch with your kids.
Oh, right.
Sadly so.
Oh my gosh. And nothing says I love my dog quite like spending more money on his haircut than you do on your own. And you know, living here on Earth, it may be expensive, but hey, it includes an annual free trip around the sun.
Yeah, look at that. All the way around, man. No shortcuts or nothing.
Right. And I don't know why I keep paying the bills. It just encourages them to send me more.
Right. Yeah, we just got that.
I lived in constant fear that my stepdaughter would become a famous artist or painter, and I would have thrown out $1 trillion of her work. And if you have to borrow money, always borrow from pessimists. They don't expect it back.
That's right. Yeah.
Good point.
Good tip.
And if marriage is grand, then what is divorce?
Grander.
10 grand.
Good one. That's good.
I have no dot.
Yeah, we hear ya. We hear ya.
You're home,
Well, they
man.
hear you though.
Yeah,
Through me. They hear you through me.
yeah we do.
I won $3 million on the lottery this weekend.
Wow.
So I decided to donate a quarter of it to charity. Now I have $2,999,999.75.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Quite the philanthropist.
Yeah, and I really don't mean to brag, but I'm helping a Nigerian prince with a pretty serious financial matter, and I
Oh,
really
yeah.
want to talk about it.
Good thing you're helping him because I keep turning him down. He keeps calling every day.
And I can't take credit for this one. This one is Bill Murray. He said the best way to teach your kids about taxes is by eating 30% of their ice cream.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Especially Halloween time. They come home,
Oh, man.
get candy, take all the peanut butter cups.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, you'd have to fight me for those.
And I'll leave this one with, where will you always find money?
Not
In
in my
the
house.
dictionary.
Oh, that's funny.
That's the truth.
Yay,
Good one.
All right,
Gleesa.
everybody.
Yay,
Big hands for
Gleesa!
Gleesa.
Yay, Gleesa!
All right, let's see what I got. I think we got a few more minutes. I got at least one more joke. And here's another one with a state trooper. I love the police.
Damn, the
Louisiana
popo.
police. The popo.
The popo.
Y'all Boudreaux got pulled over by a state trooper for speeding. Now, the trooper started the lecture down on Boudreaux about that speed, and in general beginning to throw his weight around to try to make Boudreaux uncomfortable. Finally, the trooper got around to writing out the ticket. Now, as he was doing that, he kept swatting at some flies that was buzzing around his head. Boudreaux said, "Man, having some problems with the circle flies, are you?" Stopped writing the ticket, said, "Well, yeah, if that's what you want to call them. I never heard of circle flies." And Boudreaux said, "Well, circle flies are very common on the farms. See, they're called circle flies because they always are found circling around the back of a horse's head." He said that wrong. They're flying around the back end of a horse.
Oh,
Way back behind.
yeah. Oh,
Way back.
yeah.
Way back.
He gonna get 2 tickets now.
Now the trooper said, "Oh, interesting." And he goes back to writing the ticket. After a minute or so, he stops, looked down at Boudreaux, and said, "Hey, wait a minute. Are you trying to call me a horse's ass?" Said, "Oh, no, officer. I got too much respect for law enforcement and police officers to even think about calling you a horse's ass." Now the trooper said, "Well, that's a good thing, because, I still got this ticket." And he goes back to writing that ticket. After a nice long pause, Boudreaux says, "Hard to fool them flies, though." Alright, y'all. It's still open mic, but I still got a couple more.
And
But-
Fiddler's still here, too.
Open mic.
Fiddler,
Fiddler, but he ain't got no mic. Do you get your mic working?
you can go through Gleesa.
He just got back online, so he's not even here yet.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Well, let me keep going then.
all right.
Now, Boudreaux was back in the hospital, near death. This boy dies a lot.
I'm
Rough
telling you.
life down there
I
on the
mean,
bayou,
yeah.
y'all. Rough life. Now, as he was doing this, dying, the family called in the priest to give him them last rites. Now, the priest is Father Abel. So, as Father Abel arrives at the hospital and he's standing beside the bed, Boudreaux's frail condition, getting worse. Now he mentioned frantically for something to write with him. Now the pastor handed him a pen and a little piece of paper, and Boudreaux used his last ounce of strength to scribble a note. Then he died.
Oh,
Now Father Abel thought it best not to look at that note just then, being how Boudreaux just died. He thought he'd look at it later. So he slipped that piece of paper down in his pocket and forgot about it. Now, several days later, at the funeral, Father Abel up there delivered the eulogy, and he realized that he was wearing the same jacket that he had worn that day that Boudreaux died. And he says, Boudreaux handed me a note just before he died. I haven't read it, but we all know Boudreaux, and I'm sure there's some nice words of inspiration on there. You think it was going to be something like, tell everybody how much I love them.
no.
So Father Abel, he took that little piece of paper out of his pocket. He unfolded that little note and he read it out aloud. This is what it said. You're standing on my oxygen tube, Father. You know that priest just wanted to do the right thing. Speaking of priests, speaking of heaven, we had a couple jokes tonight that involved heaven. St. Peter and Father Abel.
Fights with Hell's Angels.
Well, now we got St. Gabriel.
Saint Gabriel.
St. Gabriel. St. Gabriel came to the Lord one day and he said, Father, Lord, I have to talk to you. I got me some Cajuns up here in heaven who are causing some problems. They swinging on the pearly gates. My horn is missing. Barbecue sauce all over their robes. Ham hocks, spare ribs, crawfish shells all over the streets of gold. Some folks are walking around with one wing. One wing. They have been late taking their turn keeping the stairway to heaven clean. They got watermelon seeds all over the clouds. They have eaten almost every animal up here. Some of them ain't even wearing their halos. They say it's messing up their hair. Now the Lord said, man, I made them Cajuns special, as I did you, my angel. Heaven is home to all of my children. If you really want to know about problems, let's call the devil and see how he's dealing with them Cajuns. So they made that phone call. And then they got a direct line to hell.
They got a speed dial.
Yeah. Now the devil answered the phone. Hello. Dang it. Hold on a minute. Now the devil returned to the phone a few minutes later. Says, hello, God. What can I do for you? God replied, tell me what kind of problems you have down there with them Cajuns. Now the devil, wait a minute. Hold on. You don't put him on hold. Got the music playing and everything. After about 5 minutes, he returned to the phone and he says, all right, Lord, I'm back. What was your question again? Now God said again, what kind of problems are you having down there with them Cajuns? And he said, my God, sorry, I cannot talk right now. These goddamn Cajun coon asses, they don't put the fire out. They holding the benefit crawfish and shrimp boil. They want to install air conditioning down here. That's what kind of problems the Cajuns cause in hell.
Yay, that was cute.
Yay, I was able to hear that one.
It'll be in the video.
Yeah.
Yay.
Air
All right,
conditioning.
one more call for open mic. Anybody?
I have one little Indian boy joke I could tell,
Indian
but
boy?
I'll tell it from my seat here. You can stay on the stage.
Nope. Ain't gonna work. Nope. Come on.
What? I gotta get up there.
Got to get on stage.
All
The
right,
rule.
already.
The
I
rule.
gotta get up.
I can't aim a camera in the middle of the crowd. It just don't work.
Gotcha. Well, this little Indian boy, he was real curious one day, and he asked his dad, the chief of the village, this is, "How do you choose the names in our tribe, Daddy?" And the father says, "Well, okay, we get the names in the tribe by when the baby's born in the village, they're given the name based on the last omen seen by the tribe. That's why I'm called Roaring Black Bear, and your mother is Soaring Eagle." Oh, well, that clears some things up for me, Dad, the boy said. And the chief looked at his son and said, "Why do you ask two fucking dogs?" I guess that was a really bad joke, but anyway, I liked it. I thought it was funny, but it wasn't as
funny.
funny as
That
the
was
one
fun.
that.
That was a good one.
That was it.
All right, I'm gonna do one more, and then we're gonna call it a night after that. Well, we'll call for open mic one more time, just in case somebody finally got the nerve to come up here at the very last minute. I'm gonna tell us one more quickie. Now this one is Clotilde, and Clotilde, just as a reminder, Clotilde is Thibodeau's wife. Just so y'all know. Now Clotilde got a job as a physical education teacher down at the Bayou Elementary School. Now, one day she noticed a boy at the end of the field standing alone, while all the other kids are running around having fun kicking a ball. Now, she took pity on this little boy and she decided to go talk to him. He says, "You okay?" The little kid said, "Yeah, I'm good." And she said, "Now, you know you can go play with the other kids." "No, it's probably best I stay here," says the little boy. "Why is that, sweetie?" asks Clotilde. Now the boy looks incredulously at her and he says, "Because I am the goalie." "Goalie can't go running around." Now, I guess that only counts if you know anything about soccer. We don't really play soccer down south. I don't know why, but we don't.
They don't play it much up north either.
No?
Well, they do.
I thought they did.
They do.
Well,
Here.
They
in
do.
Boston they do, but only in the big,
Yeah,
major
but they
cities.
played it in my high school when I was in high school. They
Well,
even had cheerleaders.
somehow.
When I was a kid and I lived in Atlanta, we played soccer at school. But but not at the neighborhood park, the playground. It was just football. Now, when I was, once I was older and I had kids, both of my kids played soccer back here in Avondale, which is where I live, at the neighborhood playground. But that's mainly because we have a lot of Central American children, families, whatever, in our neighborhood.
And that's
We're
their
a
favorite
very
sport,
mixed
right?
neighborhood. Very mixed. New Orleans is a very mixed community, and my neighborhood is very mixed. So they had a soccer league back there. And I didn't know what the hell was going on when I was back there watching the game. I was just rooting and hooting and yelling, and that wasn't a joke, y'all. I was just chatting with y'all. That's all.
No, that's cool.
True though, I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Soccer hasn't really gone like really as professional as football or baseball ever
You'd be
was
surprised.
in the
You
USA.
would be
It's up and
surprised.
coming. It's up and coming. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I
There's
think
a
it's
lot
coming. It's
of
getting
adult
bigger every year, I
leagues.
think.
Yeah, there's a lot of adult.
Well, not in this country, but in other countries, soccer is bigger than football, baseball, and basketball put together. Only this country isn't.
Right.
Yeah, you
America's
just don't
different.
hear too
Oh, is it
many
in Europe?
soccer
Isn't football
champions
called
in
soccer?
the world.
Soccer
Yeah.
called football?
Yeah.
That's
They
correct.
don't have football. I mean, what we play is American football. What they play is football.
Yeah.
Then they got that rugby.
Oh my God, that is intense to watch. I would be scared to even get near one of those players.
Yeah, they tough. I seen it on TV. That's some rough stuff.
God.
They don't have no pads on, and they hit.
No. And they bang into each other, and they're like these big guys pushing up against each other, just trying to get the stupid ball. Ah.
Yep.
That's right, Seeker.
All right, guys. Since we're getting off the comedy, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everybody for your jokes.
Thank
you
you,
for laughing
Nick.
at my
Thank you
corny
for
and
hosting
dumb
this comedy.
jokes. And we'll see all y'all next week.
Remember to tip the register.
Or not. Doesn't matter. As long as you have fun.
Yeah,
That's
it
all that
does
matters.
matter. If you
It
have
does
fun,
matter.
tip the register. Tip the register. Nick provides the